How did the digital transformation affect job market?
This is a big question. I believe that one important concept is automation. Digital transformation has changed our habits and relationships in a short time. And I think that automation is a positive concept or negative concept. Positive because the automatic system can create a situation for our memory. Our memory is focused to create an archive information, and we know that which allows to free up space in our work in memory and allow to focus problems. This is a positive. The other concept about automation is based on the two versions. The first concerns the automatic system of our brain, which in certain situations acts according to genetic mechanisms, while we only take note of the choice. The second concerns our interactivity with screens, already set up to communicate with us, inducing us to act in a certain way unconsciously. Interactivity is the second problem related to automation. I came to read the thing about an author, Moretti, is American economist. Moretti said, for every new software designer recruited by Twitter or Google, in San Francisco, 5 new job opportunities are created for baristas, personal trainers, doctors, and taxi drivers. In a city perspective, a high-tech workplace is much more than a single workplace. The multiplier effect exists in almost all sectors, but in the innovation sector, it has extraordinary dimensions, about 3 times as much as manufacturing. It's sufficient to observe that the multiplier effect has surprising implications for economic development policies. Today, the best way a city or a region can create places for less qualified workers is to attract high-tech companies with highly qualified employees. This means being or not being an innovative hub city. This is another question in relation to economic system in general. The first is automation related to person. In second is a problem in economic system in general. Ecco, questa è la prima risposta.
Seconda domanda. Why continuous skills development can be a solution of the risk of job issue?
We consider competence a big problem in our country. I believe in all the world. The problem of competences is evident and challenging at the same time. After 10 years of experimentation in schools, many things have not worked. Now we have to speed up the times, and we must ask the schools to create their own model of competence, starting from the pre-existing European models and research in different countries. We need to focus on more effective teaching that creates spaces for laboratory activities to develop transversal skills and competencies, using combined disciplines, created a narrative red thread that directs children, thanks to the introduction of their individual and group interest. It's necessary to give more opportunities to interactions and formative evaluations, which allow inclusive activities and the real verification of the developed competencies. The evaluation about competence is a vulnus in school in this moment. If we don't do this, we continue to follow the guidelines only abstractly, forgetting that competence is a concrete and visible thing. We can to develop competence and evaluate competence, but in school it's not possible because we have a problem in related to resources, teacher, money and continuity. This is the tacit agreement between the parties, all satisfied with play. We work for skills, we evaluate for knowledge. It's not said, but it's done. This prevents the creation of a true school-university work relationship. This interface is the problem related to learning about school, because school have not competence to create a method related to digital education. University have a problem in relation to number of teachers and number of students, and in the company we haven't a person educated to create a dialogue in refer to school and university.
Which role can cross skills and human, social science and humanities play in this process?
The third step is dedicated to software cross skills. We know that the fourth industrial revolution will need flexible professionals able to adapt to different situations, create significant relationships in work groups. One way to get closer to that situation is to shift the attention from the content to the ways of thinking. I believe that the didactic model that involves engaging narrative thinking, creative, structured and immersive, computational thinking, rational, orderly forecasting, and systemic thinking, holistic, complex, abductive, is the right way. This is what Morin calls reliance. He says the thinking reform means reliance, relier plus alliance, that can link knowledge together, connect the parts to the whole, the local to the global. This reform has an epistemological character. It's the question of replacing the paradigm which requires a disjunction to be connected to a paradigm that works by conjunction. We must renounce the illusion of having reached the knowledge society. In fact, we have come to the society of separate knowledge, which prevents us from binding them and therefore to conceive the fundamental and global problems, both our personal lives and of our collective destinies. Stories and robots intersect and create a hybrid situation. Stories become messages, structure and writing, while robots become characters in the story itself. The choice allowed to work on different cognitive processes, memory become one of the components and not the main one anymore. The mind system finds a new balance while complex reality can be interpreted more effectively using the forecasting process through creative mental images. This is good, but not yet applicable today. We need to hurry. Questa è la risposta alla terza domanda.
Vuoi aggiungere qualcosa? Va bene così?
Se vuoi farmi un'ulteriore domanda.
No, ma direi che va bene così.
Ok.
Ok, grazie. Ho una domanda però da farti fuori.
Sì.
Non fuori dalla questa. Nella scuola, questo passaggio che tu citavi,